Well, Fadel Abdul Ghany is the founder and chairman of the Syrian Network for Human Rights. He joins me now in the studio. Thanks so much for coming in. Did you actually feel like you needed more proof, or does this report from the UN, the latest one, just actually repeat what you've long said about the regime committing war crimes on civilians?
That's 2 points. First of all, we needed to also to prove more that we are right about the Duma. Those 3 attacks included Duma, and the Russian deny and accusing the rebels and the regime as well. Now the Commission of Inquiry improved that the regime is the one who committed the famous Duma attack. But the second point, of course, we didn't need more actually in order to take decisive action against the regime. Why? Because all the Security Council resolution about the chemical weapons included the term called, if anyone used again, the chemical weapons will go back to the Chapter 7 of the United Nations. What's that doesn't happen. So now 39 attacks accusing the regime of 33, and 3 of them in 2018, and any action have been taken against the regime. And the Russian also, we all remember that they stopped the GEM which is established from the Security Council resolution, and it's between the UN and OPCW, and because they are also investigation about Khan Sheikhoun attacks, so they make veto and suspend their work.
Okay.
This GEM actually accused the regime 4th time. They are able, this GEM established in order to determine who committed the crime. They published 5 reports. They accused the regime 4th time. What I mean from all of that's lead to your question, that we don't need further proof in order to say who is the criminal. It's very clear.
You need action.
Need action, yeah.
Right, but what action would you want? Because really, the only action that gets response is military action, and that also escalates the violence, and civilians ultimately end up paying the price. So what needs to be done, and what do you fear is going to happen then in Idlib now?
Sometimes the military action prevent or de-escalate the violence, if this is the only way, so that all the Security Council resolution lead to and said under Chapter 7, but this one doesn't implement. The regime doesn't care at all except the military action. The regime will never stop, and now we are hearing same scenario about Idlib, that the rebel prepared to use it. This happened before Al-Ghouta, happened before Khan Sheikhoun, then the regime committed the chemical attacks. And we don't want only to concentrate on the chemical attacks. How about the barrel bombs? How about the death of torture? All of those crime, which is amount to be crime against humanity, should be stopped since 7 years, not now. Now we are very late, but we don't want further deterioration, further casualties in Idlib or displacement. The report also referred to the displaced happened from Ghouta to Idlib. Now the people in Idlib will displaced again and again, as your report mentioned. We don't want this scenario to repeat it. What is the solution in our hand? The political process is stuck, and we don't think that it will happen again. Only the pressure and threatened by power will lead to the negotiation table, to the regime negotiation table.
Okay, Fadel Abdul Ghany, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.